pushing forward tax reform. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin says that the president's deal with Democrats will pave the way for tax reform. Here he said.
I think as far as taxes, the thing that occurred yesterday was we cleared the next 90 days to have more room to focus on taxes. So I think that was a big win, and I couldn't be more hopeful. And the president and I are focused on selling this to the American people, why this is good for the economy and why we need this.
Here now is Herman Cain, former Republican presidential candidate and Fox News contributor. Great to see you, Herman. So we saw Republican leadership fail to get repeal of Obamacare. Can you blame the president in light of that failure for working on his own deal with Democrats in order to get some real tax reform through?
I can't blame him a bit. And Treasury Secretary Mnuchin is absolutely right. What the president did was he trumped the Republicans, no pun intended. And this does clear the media way for him to talk about tax replacement and tax cuts, and he's going to get a lot of coverage from that. I think it was a good move. Some people think that it wasn't a good solution or good strategy. Who cares about that?
Right.
The president cares about doing what's best for the American people, and him agreeing to this 3-month extension is good for the American people, and it allows them to focus on what they really need to focus on, and that is tax cuts, tax simplification for 326 million people.
Yeah, and Herman, you were a fantastic manager in the private sector. So was President Trump. When you hire some good people, you sit back and let them do their work. If they don't get the job done, you have to step in and do it yourself, right?
Exactly. But in the private sector, I fire them. The president can't fire them.
He's done a couple of firings already. He may do some more.
Right. He can do that for his direct reports, but he can't do that for Congress. So what he is doing is finding a way to get the message to the American people so they can fire some people in November 2018. Well,
let's talk about one person who, in my light, is a big disappointment, because I used to like Paul Ryan a lot, but I see what he is doing now, first of all, by saying that the president should do health care reform before he does tax reform. We could have already had a tax reform plan in now if he hadn't said that, but now he's saying that the lowest the corporate tax rate can go is in the mid-20s. That's what the effective rate already is, and if I move my corporation to Ireland because they have a 12% corporate rate, I'm not going to move back to the U.S. if they just bring it down to 25%.
That is a defeatist establishment attitude, saying we can probably only get mid-20s. No, this is what the American people are sick of, David. They are sick of Washington talking about what they can pass instead of what is a solution to the problem.
That's right. Bingo.
They ought to go all the way to 15%. It solves a problem in terms of our competitiveness.
Right.
They ought to go to whatever the president suggests for personal income taxes. It solves the problem. This is why the president is now taking his message directly to the American people, and I support it 100%.
Yeah, lead, follow, or get out of the way is what an old Marine once told me.